simple event. It's the performance event this evening. We've got 16 drivers here this evening. What is going to happen? The rules of the lobby this evening is it will be a one-shot qualifying session in whichever cars, as you can see, they're all in different cars at the moment. The winner of the first race, the top two in the first race, will go to the slowest car at the back of the grid. So the top two will go to the Williams, 3 and 4 will go to Toro Rosso, and etc, all the way through. That will be that way for the top two in the championship will go into the slowest cars at the end of each race. It'll be one-shot qualifying, 5 laps and 5 events. And again, the person with the most points wins the events. So quite similar to the reverse grid event we had earlier on in the week. So we're just waiting now for a couple more drivers to join, and then we will be able to go. So, just waiting now for the last couple of drivers to join. And we'll get going. We're up to 18 runners there. You can see some of the drivers and the different cars they are in. Got some very quick drivers from the TIR League. And we've got some of drivers that you'll know from the Talk of the Devil racing as well, both in the F1 and the F2 leagues, including one of the managers as well. Joe Allen is racing this evening as well. First track we'll be at this evening as well, as you can see, is Spain, the Circuit de Catalunya in Barcelona. Got 19 drivers now on the grid. And also we have one of fellow commentators in here this evening as well, Mr. Stephen Harris. Good luck, Steve. Do it for the commentators, lad. And it looks like I have been joined by Mr. Sam Congreve. Good evening, Sam.
Sorry about that, press the wrong button.
That's okay, no worries. So looking forward to this event tonight then?
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one, to say the least. Keep the grid nice and close with the reverse grid of the cars. It'll be interesting to see how it works
Indeed,
out.
yes. And it's a 2019 cars as well, so they'll be a lot more familiar to the drivers.
I should say that in this instance. Because people should be used to the cars.
You'd hope so after the event on Wednesday.
Wednesday weren't so bad, it was Monday that was a bit of a problem. But I think it's just because no one had driven the cars with people there.
Oh yeah, the classic cars, wasn't it, on Monday? Yeah,
A lot of people spinning.
interesting. Yes, it was interesting, shall we say. So into qualifying. Let's see who's going to be quickest here. At the moment, it's Ollie from TOTD, but it's swapping around very quickly. Be good to see TOTD guys up there, not being partial at all.
Some stiff competition from the TR guys there. Very fast people tonight. Slightly down this minute.
There we've got two already of the TIR guys have crashed. Bingley is a TIR guy. He's looking like quickest at the moment with Towley and Shots and Dean. Oh! Dean had a massive spin. Dizzy's also retired from the session, so they're going to start down near the back. Kind of lap times. It's always weird the one-shot qualifying. I don't quite know what to say because it changes so quickly. Dean running very, very wide in the final chicane, so that's going to drop him down. But it is Bingley fastest, Towley second, Shots third, Apex in fourth, Monkfish fifth, Matt Ashman sixth. From what I can see. So there we see confirmation of the grid. It is Bingley from Towley, Shots, DJ Apex in fourth, Monkfish in fifth, Matt Ashman in sixth, and Waddington seventh, just ahead of Liam Hardman. Stephen Harris with a good result there in the Haas in ninth place. TIR Dean 10th, he made a mistake in the final chicane from what I can see. Joe Allen 11th. Then we've got Shrek Ollie in 12th in the other racing point. Then we've got that's Justin Hyam in 14th, Dizzy in 15th. All those bottom 5 cars either disqualified or retired from the session. So Jackie Jr. and Zuma starting at the back, they were both disqualified. So just waiting for the race start. 5 laps. And judging by the event on Monday, as you were saying, the first corner can make or break a lot of people's races, can't it, down here? Because it's a long run down to turn 1.
Yeah, especially with a few cars out of position as well. Could be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah, the TIR guys coming through from the back. You never know what's going to happen. So here we go. Lights out, away we go. It's a good start from Towley from what I could see there. And Shots as well has had a pretty good start. They come down to turn on. I'm trying to see if there's any instance down near the back. But the 2 Mercedes out front. Bingley from Shots. TR Towley, they're all in grid order. The Toro Rosso just running a little bit wide there. That was Apex into the first corner. But Bingley with an excellent start. Held on to that lead well. Down in towards turn 4. Wheel to wheel in the mid-pack. There is Stephen Harris, he's in 9th. Yeah, Zany's had a great start. And Justin Hyams made a mistake somewhere. Justin Hyams dropped back, and Shrek, I think, has run a little bit wide. He's dropped down a couple of places. But Bingley still leads. It's close between Shots and Towley in the battle for second place. Just a couple of tenths. We've got Monkfish in third with DJ Apex and Matt Ashman on his tail as well. Zany's up another place, up into 10th place already. What a start from him. And that looked like Stephen Harris shaping up there for a move on the Williams of Liam Harvin right in front of him. There's another yellow flag and Shrek has spun. Shrek's gone very, very wide down at turn 10, and he almost took out Justin Line. Justin might just be able to hang on to that. But over the line for the Burns lap. Bingley leads by a second already. What an opening lap he's had. Shots in second, Townley in third. Highest TOTD driver there in sixth position. And Waddington, he's got Matt Ashton right behind him. And Zaney up into ninth place. Zaney absolutely flying through the field. What a start from him he's had in this race. And Stephen Harris has spun and Dean is out of the race. Stephen Harris has spun round and Dean has retired from the race. I'm not sure if there was contact, but that curb at turn 2 is a bit of a killer curb. If you just catch it at the wrong angle or the wrong speed, you will spin round. I'm not sure, maybe that's what's happened to those two drivers. But TIR Dean is out of the race. Meanwhile, Bingley now has a 1.5 second lead out front. He's flying away with it. Very close as well to the battle for fourth. Monkfish and Apex very close together. And Waddington and Matt Ashman very close. And there's Zaney coming through past Liam as well. So Zaney, what a drive he's having in this race. From the back of the grid, he's up into 8th place already by the end of lap 2. He's flying through the grid. Matt Ashman a little bit wide there. And Liam has spun. Liam is off the track. That's turn 14. So turn 12 he's off. Turn 12 he's off. So he now drops almost to the back.
Yeah, I was watching on board.
Bingley's lead.
Over still. And then coming to the ready.
That's easy done there. Change of direction is so important around here, isn't it? And that bit is so easy to catch you out. But Bingley is dominating it out front. 2-second lead at the end of the second lap. Still very close. But and Waddington now with Zaney right behind him. Zaney's had a brilliant start to this race. And he's going through again, up the inside into the hairpin. He's and going to resist. Nothing you can do really. They just about give each other space. They're still wheel to wheel coming into the bar chicane. But Zaney's got the inside line. Ant's going to try and hang on around the outside, but nothing you can do there. That quick chicane. You have to back out of this. Zaney starting to back of the grid. He's up into 6th position. It's an incredible drive. He's got 2 seconds to close up to the battle going on ahead between Monkfish and DJ Apex for 4th place. The way he's going, I think that's going to be gone very, very quickly. Makes me wonder what he would have done if he started in front in that car, because that is blistering pace. As Monkfish, Monkfish got a little bit of oversteer on the last corner, and that's allowed Apex through and up into 4th place. Towley gets a penalty. He's running 3rd. That could be crucial. 2-second penalty in a 5-lapper will drop you several places later on when they cross the line. We're on to lap 4. Bingley's lead is out to 2.8 seconds. And TR Dizzy spun round. That's turn 1 again. Turn 2, sorry. Oh, when he's hit the wall, he's lost his front wing, or a lot of his front wing. So TR Dizzy drops back and he's got no... He has. He's overheated his rear tyres, and I think he may retire from there. No, he is coming back onto the track. But Zaney's the one to watch. He's now right up with Monkfish on the run down towards turn 10. The second DRS. So Jackie Jr.'s got a penalty. He is running in 11th place at the moment. So, but Bingley does look to have it. Bit of grass there for Apex in 4th place, and Dizzy has retired from the session. I think he really was struggling with that car. Completely overheated the rear tyres, I think. So Bingley now just has to keep it on the track, you would think, and he's got this in the bag. 4-second lead. Here comes Zaney getting close with Monkfish. Monkfish had the DRS as well, so that didn't help. Zaney's going to try to go a long way around turn 3. Can he cut back? I think he can. That's a great move. If he can make that stick into turn 4. Went out wide into turn 3. Cut back underneath. Brake late as well. They both brake very late there. But Zaney from the back is up to 5th. Monkfish trying to come back at him. But there's no space there around the outside of the hairpin. penalty for shots in second place. That could move things around here. Watch them as they cross the line, because a couple of those up the front do have penalties. So Bingley, with a 4.5 second lead, is coming through the final sector on the last lap of the race. And it looks as if he is going to win the first race. Matt Ashman with the penalty. He's running in 8th place, still attached to the gearbox of Ant Waddington in that fight for 7th place. So Bingley comes through to win the race. Dominant drive from the front. TIR Shots comes home second, but he does have a penalty, but so does Towley. Where does Apex finish? Apex snatches 3rd on the line. Monkfish takes 5th from Zaney, but still a great drive from Zaney from the back of the grid. Sniper moves up to 8th in the end. Also a good drive from the back. Matt Ashford with a penalty drops him to 9th. Joe Allen comes across the line 10th. Jackie Jr. 11th. Ollie comes home 12th. Shrek crosses the line 13th, just ahead of Liam Hardman. Oh, big crash as they all cross the line. Massive crash. Not sure what happened there. Wonder of Codemasters AI, I think, is what happened there.
AI takes over and crashes into another car.
Yeah, we see it a lot in the league races, don't we? Like the F1 races in the Talk of the Devil. We've seen it a couple of times in qualifying where someone's been knocked out of qualifying because the AI has taken over at the end.
Yeah, and straight into like another one.
So hopefully, the new game out in about 6 or 7 weeks, hopefully that will be one of the things they resolve on that, to be honest. But Bingley, dominant drive, thoroughly deserved that win. But he will now go into the Williams, so he'll be in the slowest car. What is quite incredible, actually, is the car who finished in 3rd place, who I think was Shots. He should go into the 2nd slowest car, but he was already in it, in the Toro Rosso, so
yeah,
presumably he'll stay in the same car.
Equal performance for this race.
Oh, it was equal performance.
Yeah.
Right, okay. That makes more sense.
The grid order.
So, yeah, so now we move to realistic performance. So, well, a bit of excitement in that race. Probably not as bad as Monday, but we had a few spins and thrills and spills in that race.
Looked quite clean though, which was good. What do you want to see?
It was, yeah. Zaney especially coming through the grid the way he did.
Yeah, carved his way through.
Back the grid up to 5th. We appear to have lost a car. Towley appeared to have gone.
He's just unselected his car.
Yes, he is still in the lobby, but he should be up there in 4th place in the points. So there you can see the points. Bingley. Oh, we're doing it on TOTD points, aren't we?
We will be, but it will give you a good indication of where people are. Who's where in.
Yes, it will. So there you can see confirmation of the result from the last race. Unlucky for Stephen Harris. He had some good pace in qualifying and then just got caught out in the race at turn 2. Ended up finishing in 15th position. So just waiting for them all now to sort out the grid order. Is it you doing that, Sam, or is someone else doing it?
Yeah, I'm doing it now.
Okay, so it's good to have you here because you can keep us up to date with the points, as of course on here they'll reset.
Yeah, I'm trying to work it out as we go. It's a bit difficult, to be honest.
I'll say just a couple of minutes, everyone, while we just sort out who's in what car. So we can see some of the cars already that people will be in. So Stephen Harris and TIR Dizzy, they're both going to be in the Ferrari. Shrek and Liam Hardman are both in the Racing Point. Justin Hyam there looks like he's going to be in the Red Bull. We've got Jackie Jr. and Ollie Cernan in the Haas. Just sorting out the rest of the pack now. Bingley and Shots are in the Williams. Apex and Towley are going to be in the Toro Rosso. Monkfish in the Alfa Romeo as well. And Waddington and Sniper both in the Renaults. Matt Ashman and Joe Allen in the McLarens. And Zuma is the other Red Bull driver. So that is your grid order. So one shot qualifying once again. And this time, as Sam mentioned earlier, it has now been switched to realistic. I do believe so.
Has left.
Oh, we've still got 18.
Yeah, we had 19. Someone. I think it's TIR Dean has left, so we're without Mercedes for this race.
That's okay. And possibly, could you possibly, as on streaming it, could you just message Monkfish 1976 for me, tell him yes, it is being streamed on our Twitch account? He's just messaged me. I just didn't want to do that on the stream. Thank you very much. So, second race, all the drivers getting their setups ready. So this is going to be great to see all the drivers now who can do well in the lower cars, the Williams, the Toro Rossos, etc. And who can excel in the quicker cars. So here we go at the Hungaroring. And you'll just see the names on the left-hand side just flicking around all over the place here while they're trying to do their one-shot lap. We are down to 18 now in this event. Still a good number though, 18 in the event. And it's Saik Zaini at the moment in the Alfa Romeo, looking like it's going to be quickest through the first sector. And Bingley's had his lap disallowed, so has Liam. So those two have had their lap disallowed. So just cut turn 4 from what I can see. So it's looking like Zaini from Zuma, from Towley, Matt Ashman jumping up in there as well. A bit of a mistake from Matt, he's dropped down a couple of places. So we come through the last couple of corners here at Hungaroring. Challenging racetrack, very narrow. Easy to make a mistake here. And a lot of the corners still have grass and gravel runoff area. So it's a lot more challenging for the drivers. And it is Saik Zaini fastest, just about Zuma. Less than half a tenth of a second between them. Very, very close. So Zaini's looking like the guy to beat at the moment. Great race from the back of the grid in Spain, and now he's stuck the Alfa Romeo on pole position. Zuma second, TIR Towley third for Toro Rosso, Dizzy fourth for Ferrari. Then we've got Apex fifth for Toro Rosso, Monkfish sixth in the second Alfa Romeo. Then we've got Jackie Jr. in the Haas, Matt Ashman, Ollie, Shots in the Williams, good result for him in the Williams in 10th place. Joe Allen 11th in the McLaren. Then we've got Sniper 12th, the Renault, Justin Hyam 13th in the Red Bull, Ant Waddington 14th in the Renault. Then we've got Stephen Harris in the Ferrari 15th, Trek 16th, and then we have those two cars disqualified, Bingley and Liam Hardman, both disqualified from their qualifying lap. So we're going to go now into another 5-lap race. You really are seeing the speed of Saik Zaini, aren't you? With that Alfa Romeo sticking it on pole position, that was a stunning lap.
Yeah, by quite a margin as well. A few tenths. So around such a small track as well. No easy feat.
And there's a lot less margin for error here as well, isn't there, into turn 1? It's a very tight turn 1.
Or a lot
so
of
we
track
could see a couple of
pushed as well.
Indeed, yeah, we could see a couple of incidents down into turn 1. So just waiting for the drivers to ready up now. So here we go. It's lights out. Away we go. Great start from one of the Hanolas. Striking penalty for Jackie Jr. I thought he had a pretty brilliant start. TR Towley is coming, trying to go around the outside. Saik Zaini went straight to the inside to defend his line. Oh, Renault's come through. There's contact. Sniper's made contact. Missed his braking point and he's connected with someone in the middle of the pack. But Saik Zaini has taken... Yeah, he completely outbrakes himself. I'm not sure who he hit.
Apex.
I think he might have been...
DJ.
Yes. Yeah, I was thinking it was either Apex or Sniper possibly. But Saik Zaini still leading, a penalty already for Apex. And because we know Jackie's got the drive-through penalty for jumping the start. Saik with a bit of oversteer on the exit of turn 5. Zuma not quite close enough. Just behind them we've got Towley and Monkfish. Then we've got the Renault and Sniper. Look at this, they're all over the place in the midfield trying to find a little bit of free air. This is Dizzy in 7th place. Just in front of him is Sniper, who is running wide ever. There's a yellow flag. Stephen Harris has spun as well, I think. He's dropped to the back. Not sure if he's got any damage. Doesn't look like it. So just an error there from Stephen Harris.
Got some dribbling in the Williams.
Yeah, they're down in 15 and 16. Who's Bingley started at the back. And Saik Zaini goes very, very defensive, weaving down the pit straight. That's an unusual Yeah, Bingley's into the pits and speeding in the pit lane as well. But Sykes Daly there weaving down the pit straight to break the toe from Zuma, who's hanging on to him very, very nicely. Just behind them, Towley and Monkfish battling hard for 3rd place, and Apex hanging on as well in 5th. So the top 5 are pulling away from the rest of the field. Penalty for... Oh, and Zaney spun it. Zaney has spun it. Zumar's hit him, I think. I think there was contact between Zumar and Sykes Zaney. So Sykes Zaney has spun and has recovered back onto the track in 6th position. So TIR Towley takes over the lead from Monkfish in 2nd place. Apex 3rd, Dizzy in 4th place. So I think there was contact there. I don't know if did you see anything there, Sam?
No, I didn't. The bike was dropped on the curb on the inside because that high curve is so easy to get spun round there.
It is indeed, yes.
Yeah, I touch a wheel on it and it sends you around. There's that's what it is. A lot of Ollie's got past him straight away.
Luckily he's got no damage like Zane, and here comes Ant Waddington. Oh, look how close, 3 abreast into the first corner. How did they not make contact there? That was brilliant driving by the Lawrence. Matt Ashford is past. Ant Waddington now trying to come back at him into turn 2. That's going to be brave. Will Matt see him just about? It's like Zane hanging around the outside, but that was brave but brilliant by the 3 of them there. 3 abreast into turn 1. But Matt Ashford has got... He has, yes. His left front end fence is missing. And just in front of them, there's another good battle going on between Sniper and Ollie in the battle for 5th place. And they're closing up on it as well. So we're going to have a 5-car battle for 5th here. But brilliant stuff though. But Matt and Ant seem very, very closely matched. So there's Dizzy's got past Apex. Dizzy's moved into 3rd place in the Ferrari. So good drive from him. TIR Towley has managed to break the DRS gap though. It's over a second to Monkfish, who now is going to have TIR Dizzy in his slipstream with the DRS all the way down to turn 1. Not close enough though. Apex 4. Let's have a look out for this battle. Ollie's got past Sniper into 5th. And look at these 4. This is going to be close once again. Here comes Zaney with a very late braking move, and he does make contact with Ollie. And Matt Ashford makes it through, as does Ant Waddington. A little bit over ambitious there from Zaney. But he's forced Sniper off the track, and Sniper's lost 4 places from his old lap. He's dropped back down to 9th place, and Zaney spun it. Zaney's in the wall.
Lost the whole front wing.
Yeah, whole front wing. He just caught the curve a bit heavy, and he's gone again.
Oh, it's close.
That's a dangerous position there, isn't it? There, but it's just caught a bit of curb a bit too heavy there, I think, in turn 3, and he tried to correct it and got a tank slapper and spun it back round. So Dizzy now continues his fight back through the field. He's now taken 2nd away from Monkfish. We're about to start the final lap. He's got 1.5 second gap to Towley up front. Does Dizzy have the pace to close that down in this last lap? There has been a few more instances in this race compared to Spain, but Towley still leads from TIR Dizzy. We've got Monkfish in 3rd place. Apex Lord, good drive from Ollie in the Haas. He's gone up into 5th position, and Ant Waddington and Matt Ashman still very, very close together. They were this close in Spain, and Ant Waddington's going for it down into turn 2. Matt's broke extremely late there, couldn't quite make it through. And doing well considering he's got that front wing damage. And there's another yellow flag in sector 3. I think that might be Sykes Zaney trying to cover to the pits. As Apex does get a penalty, shouldn't affect him though. He's in 4th place. He's got a 6-second gap behind him, but Towley does look as if he's just about going to hang on to this. Dizzy is pushing very, very hard on this final lap, just over a second behind. He's taken about 3/4 of a second out of him on this lap. So who's been absolutely flying, but not quite close enough. TIR Towley comes through. Beneficiary really of Saeed Zaidi spinning out. And TIR Towley takes the win. And no, Dizzy takes the win. Penalties for Towley sees him drop into second place. Dizzy takes the win. Monkfish in third place. Apex fourth. Ollie, good drive from him in fifth. Matt Ashman just stays ahead of Ant Waddington for sixth. Here comes Sniper across the line for eighth. Shots will take ninth in the Williams. Good drive as well in the Williams. Liam Hardwin comes across the line in 10th. Stephen Harris recovered to 11th place in the end ahead of Joe Allen. Shrek comes through to finish in 13th place. Bingley in 14th. And we're just waiting. Bingley's run out of fuel. Oh no, he's doing some donuts on the line. So Jackie Jr. crosses the line 15th, just ahead of Justin Hyam and Saik Zaini. Well, he's had an instant packed race and he's coming through to finish last.
Struggled quite a bit, didn't
they did do, yeah. Shots did well though. Yeah, Shots did well to get up and snipe the thing. Oh, and Sykes ran it again across the line. So 3 spins from Sykes Haney there in that race. So there we see confirmation of the result. Dizzy wins thanks to the penalty for Towley. Monkfish, good drive as well in the Alfa Romeo to come home in third place. Apex fourth, for Toro Rosso second and fourth. Fifth for Ollie in the Haas. He had a quiet drive but did well to come home in fifth. Matt Ashman and Ant Waddington sixth and seventh. A Sniper in eighth. Shots in ninth. Liam in 10th. Stephen Harris came home 11th in the Ferrari. I think he'll be quite pleased with that. Joe Allen in 12th. Shrek in 13th, Bingley 14th, Jackie 15th, Justin Hyam 16th, 17th for Saik Zaini. One retirement, and that was Zuma who retired on the second lap.
He's doing very well. He finished second in the Toro there.
Yeah, very, very good result for him. But he's going to be in the Williams now for the next race. Top of the championship. And Apex, I think, as well, is going to be in the Williams as well.
Yeah, but he's accumulated some good points in these first 2 races. They can afford to relax a little bit. Monkfish is doing quite well as well.
He is indeed. Yeah, great result. The Alfa Romeo to come home third. So just waiting now for the teams to be all sorted out. There you can see Towley's going into the Williams. Let's see how they can all do. In the third race, which is going to be at Silverstone. So here we go, readying up now for the third race of the evening. So, Silverstone, the birthplace of Formula One back in 1950. So they start their qualifying laps now. Let's see who can be quicker. Zuma is in the Alfa Romeo this time, Shrek. And it looks like Monkfish is in the Williams from what I can see.
Williams? I should get anything.
No, it's in Toro Rosso, my mistake, sorry.
It's not the best story.
And Jackie Jr., Matt Ashman and Justin Heim have all had their laps disallowed. So they've already had their laps disqualified. So Slightly saying he looks as if he's going to be taking yet another pole position here. very quick in the Red Bull last time. There was another disqualification there as well. Stephen Harris got disqualified. And Waddington. So a lot of disqualifications. Didn't expect that here, to be honest. Expected that maybe at Hungary, but not so much here. But Saitz does take pole position from Zumar. The two Ferraris look like they're going to dominate this. Bingley third for Racing Point. Schatz fourth in the McLaren. Toro Rosso fifth for Apex. Ollie sixth in the Alfa Romeo. Towley 7th in the Williams. Good effort from him in the Williams. Monkfish 8th. Then we've got Liam 9th in the McLaren. Sniper 10th. Joe Allen 11th. Dizzy in 12th in the second Williams. Shrek in 13th. The rest of the field was disqualified. So that Stephen Harris, Ant Waddington, Justin Hyam, Jackie Jr. and Matt Ashton were all disqualified from that session. So just waiting for the drivers to start. Five laps around Silverstone. Challenging racetrack. Very, very fast. So the two Ferraris on pole position. The front row is lights out. Away we go. Another good start from Saitz out front. He goes into lead. Someone's already in the wall. Shrek is already out of the race. I'm not sure if there was contact with maybe Stephen Harris, but it's Shrek. He's already out of the race. Saitz takes an easy lead from Zuma.
Monkfish
is Monkfish has gone as well. Down there into turn 2. So I'm not quite sure what happened to Shrek down there. He was near the back. Looks like a bit of someone's front wing is on the track as well. That might be Monkfish possibly. But Bingley's taken second in the Racing Point. He's up into second place. So good start from him. Zaney though leads by nearly a second. And look at the pack behind Bingley, Zumar, Schatz, Apex, all very close together. Towley in there as well. As the McLaren of Schatz is extremely wide.
New line through that. I like it.
Yeah. Liam gets the penalty. He is running in 8th at the moment. And Waddington's dropping through the field. He's spun through Magnus and Beckett's. So Ant Waddington's going to drop almost to the back. He's going to be second to last. So Schatz now gets past Zumar as well. So Schatz up into 3rd place. Joe Allen gets past Stephen Harris up into 14th. But Zaney leads by a second and a half. And Zumar's off the track totally in the final corner. Zumar from second on the grid has dropped back to 9th. He's had a disastrous first lap. Now down into 10th. Deep past him as well. He doesn't seem to have much grip at the moment. He's all over the place. But Zaney leads by a second from Bingley. Can Bingley get some pace to close that gap? And Saitz, I don't know why he's weaving down the back straight. A little bit unnecessary there, and a big enough gap. But Ollie back into 5th position in the Alfa Romeo, having another good race. And there's another spinner, I think, down there. Yes, Joe Allen has spun in the Haas. He's dropped back to 15th position. Monkfish in the pits. He's lost his front wing. And Zumar has dropped back to 14th position. It's not getting any better. Stephen Harris is now ahead of him in the Haas. So another penalty for, this time for Apex, up in 4th place. But Bingley's keeping the gap, he's keeping the pressure. It's just over that 1 second mark. There's a big battle going on behind. We've got Ollie, Towley, Liam and Sniper very, very close together. That's the 5th position. Alfa Romeo, Williams, McLaren and Renault in the fight for 5th. And now Bingley sets fastest lap of the race, so he is matching him at the moment for pace. Ollie's just getting a little bit of a gap behind him now. And also close is TIR, Dizzy and Jackie Jr. in the battle for 9th position. That's also very, very close. Lap 3 of the race. Zany's just stretching a little bit of a lead now. Down to 1.5 seconds. And then there's another 2-second gap back to Shots in 3rd place. Pretty close between Shots and Apex. They're stretching out a little bit. This is the closest battle on track. It's TIR Towley with Liam right behind him. And also Dizzy has got Jackie up the inside into Cops Corner. That was close. How they didn't connect there, I have no idea. That was extremely close. Into Cops Corner. Towley still got Liam for company as they go onto the hanger straight. Once again, Zany does seem to have this all in hand at the moment. As Zumar gets past Matt Ashman. So Zumar finally starting to fight his way back through the field. He's back into 11th place. He's had such a disastrous start to this race. Zany's lead is now out to 2 seconds. Really put the screw in on that lap. Doubled his lead. Shots is looking good as well in 3rd position. Another 2.5 seconds back. Then we got Apex. Then we got Ollie another 2 seconds back in 5th position. So at the moment, the battle for 6th is pretty much the closest on field. We've got Dizzy and Jackie Jr. actually very close together. As they come onto the Wellington straight, is Jackie going to be close enough? He's got the DRS. And he'll have the slipstream down at the end of the straight. Again, very, very close. But they just about keep each other space. They go into Luffield, still wheel to wheel. Can Jackie hang on round the outside? He does. That's a great move. Round the outside, they're still wheel to wheel. But still, Dizzy's going to have the inside line for the next corner, which is Cox. And still Jackie Jr. hanging on around the outside. That was brave. That is a brilliant, brilliant overtake. Went outside of Cox corner. And he kept it on the road. Brilliant overtake there for Jackie Jr. Up into 9th place. It's like Zayden now nearly 3 seconds in the lead. Looking very, very comfortable out front. Bingley as well having a good race in 2nd place. He's looking very, very comfortable as well. Towley and Liam. He is indeed, yes. And Towley and Liam very close together. Towley's going well in Williams in 6th position. He's now got the McLaren all over his gearbox.
Dizzy's got
Alan
all over the back.
Yeah, so can Zumar get back into the top 10? Justin Heim gets past Matt Ashley. He doesn't seem to be liking that Alfa Romeo. He's slipping backwards through the field. Had a fairly decent start, but he is falling backwards now. He's down into 13th position. He's got Joe Allen now getting past him as well. And Waddington gets past Stephen Harris to take 15th, sorry. And Sykes Zaney has just dominated this race from the beginning, hasn't he? 4 seconds in the lead. Look at that gap down the hanger straight. So Sykes Zaney comes through, runs very, very wide in the... That's down at Stowe. Picks up a penalty as a result, but so does Bingley and Shot. So all of the top 3 getting penalties on the last lap. But Sykes Zaney comes through to win the race. Comfortable in the end. Fastest lap on the final lap by nearly 5 seconds from Bingley. Here comes Shots. He comes through to take 3rd. Apex takes 4th. only just behind in the end of the penalties. Ollie 5th. Towley hangs on to 6th in the Williams. But Jackie Jr. goes up to 6th. With all the penalties, he's all jumping about. Jackie Jr. takes 6th in the end in the Red Bull. Dizzy takes 7th in the Williams. Towley 8th. Liam drops back to 9th. Sniper 10th. Zuma hangs on to 11th. Justin Hyam 12th. Joe Allen 13th. And Waddington in 14th. Matt Ashman didn't seem to like the Alfa Romeo. He slipped backwards to 15th position. Stephen Harris 16th in the Haas. And Monkfish, well, he spun round on the first lap, and now he's coming through to finish in 17th position. So again, incidents at the start, but in the end they all sort of spread out, didn't they? There was some good racing there though, wheel to wheel, not too many incidents.
Entertaining throughout. I thought very good throughout the field as well. No matter where you look, there was someone battling.
There was indeed.
current specification Ferrari power units this year after opting to use the 2016 specification for the 2017 season. Nico Rosberg and the Schumacher brothers are the only German drivers who have won here at Hockenheim. But will Sebastian Vettel take the top step this weekend to take the total to 4? Paul Ricard returns to the F1 calendar this year after last hosting the French GP back in 1990. Since 2014, the German GP has taken place every 2 years after the Nürburgring cancelled the 2015 and 2017 events. 2018 has seen McLaren sever ties with Honda and opt for a power unit supplied by Honda.